Okay, we are going to be talking about today spam traps. And if you're probably wondering what is a spam trap, a spam trap simply is it's an email address that was eventually at one point good, and either the subscriber or the user basically turned over the account, turned down the account got inactive or canceled or closed. What happens is it becomes a spam trap. So it could have been a legitimate email from the beginning, but it's either outdated or inactive, and it eventually becomes a spam trap. Now, what does that mean to me? If you're doing emailing or you're interested in contacting via email, which, and nowadays, if you're trying to reach clients or customers via phone, it's like jumping through hoops. Especially to reach top-level corporate executives in the B2B arena. So cold calling is almost dead. I don't want to say it's completely dead because there is a time and place for cold calling, but certainly not if you're trying to reach thousands, upon tens of thousands of people. Email is the way to go. Okay, so the reason why spam traps are such a concern, a lot of people don't even know about it because they don't know about emailing. They're not familiar with the requirements on the technical aspect and all the logistics of mass emailing or bulk emailing campaigns. Look, emailing is around to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's the most effective, cost-effective method for reaching targeted, mass clients and mass leads. So emailing is far from dead. A lot of people do give up on bulk and mass emailing simply because of these problems. So how do you avoid the spam trap? That's really the question. Okay, you build your email marketing campaign around a good list. Okay, good data. Emails that are current, emails that are kept updated, emails that are valid, emails that are being used. That's how you avoid the spam trap. Now, what happens if you buy, a list of, maybe 100,000, million B2B contacts? And what happens when you go ahead and you try to mail those out? Well, you might think, well, I can get a good list for a cheap price. And certainly you can get any list for any price. And certainly you do get what you pay for. But let's just do the math a minute. All right, let's say you're paying about 5 cents a piece, okay, on a huge list. Let's say you go with 100,000, okay. You pay 5,000. Let's just go ahead and say you pay 1,000. You pay 1 penny per contact, because there are penny leads out there and data lists that people do sell. And here's the problem with it. Okay, you run through your first 10,000 emails, you have a bounce rate of about 50 to 60%. What that means is that the emails that are returning for whatever reason, either no longer valid, wrong email, inactive, spam traps. Once you mail out that first email, that first batch, and most people will do batches in around 5,000 to 10,000 a shot. Once you do that, you're finished. You will not be able to get your emails through from any other any other remaining part of your list. So it doesn't matter what you're paying for the emails for that cheap data, because what's going to happen in the end is you're not going to get your emails through. So it really doesn't make any difference what you pay for the list if you're getting that high of a bounce rate, which you will with those cheap penny lists. Certainly you will see this happen. I mean, what happens is, first, your ISP, internet service provider, they blacklist you. If you're using an SMT server, they're going to shut you down. I mean, you can't just run this through Outlook from your home computer, in terms of mass emailing and bulk emailing. It just you won't be able to do it. There's limits there's all sorts of limitations on what you can do. So what happens is, your ISP, if you're running it from a software from your computer, is instantly going to be blacklisted, and you know what? Your regular emails won't get through as well. So spam traps are very serious. They're in place, I guess, really for the mass spammers, people sending out all sorts of scams and all sorts of things. But they exist. So you got to know about them, and you got to realize, how do I get around them? Well, the way you get around it is real simple, like I had mentioned. You have to start your campaign on a good, targeted, quality list. Okay? If your list isn't good, nothing else matters. You can have the best software, the best emailing service, nothing else will make a difference. So step number one is a good list. Quality data. Okay? The second is, having a good email service. Either you could actually do it yourself. There are a few programs and services out there, SMTs. There's some bulk software which you can actually download, and you can actually do it yourself if you know what you're doing. And certainly, if you're doing a limited amount, if you're going into hundreds of thousands, a month, you really better know what you're doing. So it really comes down to two things. It comes down to the emails, the quality data, number one. And number two, if you're doing high quantity emailing, you have to have a good service, and you have to know what you're doing within that service. Okay? Now, here with Real Deal Leads, we do cover both of those criteria. We have the best quality data, over 98% accurate. I know it's a bold statement. We use the data ourselves, and we see the reports. We have soft bounces, less than 1%. Okay, so the data is there, the quality is there. We actually give you 100 free lead sample because we put our money where our mouth is. We don't expect anybody to purchase leads from us not knowing the quality of our data. I believe if you got good quality data, why not let people try it? Don't make them purchase first and then find out that you've got, garbage data. There's a lot of companies out there doing that. So our motto is try before you buy. Our second motto is we won't be undersold. So we will price match any of our, large competitors, and we'll beat them by, large margins. Okay? The fact remains is the second point of what I was trying to make was the emailing service. If you do purchase a list from us, you have the option for us to run an email marketing campaign for you. We know the ins and outs. We know the headlines. We know the subject lines. We know we can personalize each email to the person at the specific company or corporation you're trying to reach. So you'd actually be able to reach, Tom at, XYZ company, and that would actually be personalized. So that's going to increase your click-through rates, your open rates, the whole nine. And we do that. We can actually do that for you. If you want to do it long term, or you just want to get started out the first couple times, and then we can help you set up, long term your emailing campaign. But I guess the whole point here at Real Deal Leads, we are looking to establish a long term relationship with you, because we know that once we sell you data, you'll be back. We've helped numerous clients not just sell them a list and take off. We've actually helped them with their campaigns. Reach thousands and thousands of people within minutes and not months. And that's exactly how things are shifting now. I mean, the days of actual mailings, direct mail, too expensive, cold calling, too time consuming. Emailing is here to stay. So we offer over 35 million business-to-business contacts, all with personal emails. If you're trying to reach the CEO of XYZ Corporation, it's going to be pretty difficult to get in a phone call. Not impossible, but it will be difficult, I guarantee you that. Emails, a lot of the CEOs, corporate level executives, do check their email. It's their email. So they don't have a secretary checking it for them, although, in a small case they might. But the majority of the time, you will reach the exact person you're looking for. So we're here to help. We're not here to sell you a data list, disappear. There's plenty of companies out there that'll do that, and we're not one of them. We want to help you long term, build your business, target your right contacts, your right target market, and we'll set up the campaign to do so. So do check us out. Just go to www.realdealleads.com. You can click on the contact page. Make sure to fill out all your your contact information so we can get back with you for the 100 free lead sample. On the third tab on our page, it looks like a target with a bullseye. If you click on that, that'll take you to the form to fill out in terms of your criteria, specifically of what you're looking for, and we can go by industry, income of the company, revenue generated, .com, .edu, .biz, whatever you want. We can specify exactly what you're looking for. So when you fill out that form, make sure you're very specific, and make sure you leave a telephone number and email so we can get back with you. The worst thing is we don't have a contact number to reach you, and all of a sudden there's a miscommunication. So I hope you learned about spam traps. The bottom line and the summary of today is real simple. You get what you pay for, and certainly when you do get that, you get the short end of the stick, because when you start emailing out and your ISP, your SMT kicks you out, your internet service provider, and your IP is blacklisted, it doesn't matter what leads you have. At that point, you're finished. You won't be able to send another email out regardless. Okay? So the key is, once again, quality data, and that's exactly what we provide here at Real Deal Leads. So give us a call. We're willing to help you. We do a lot of other services as well.